I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated. But I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get. The closer, I'm more confident.
The new definition of confidence. Confidence is the willingness to try.
My confidence comes from both my faith and in the fact that I keep promises I make to myself.
Borrow confidence from the past.
Confidence.
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 Okay, and thank you so much for messaging me, because like I remember that we spoke to Instagram chat before, right?
Yes, long time ago. Yes.
Yes, long time ago. Yeah, I watched some of your Instagram clips. Like you sit in your car and you like rant and you put videos daily, right?
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while. I had, whatever some thoughts come into my mind, things I talk about, things that matter to me, that's what I talk about.
And like, where are you from? Are you in Canada?
Canada, yes.
Okay. So can you please like tell us more about you, like what you do, what is your profession, and like that?
Well, right now, as of last year, I got into a car accident, so I've been off of work. But now, because of because of the coronavirus and stuff, haven't been gone back to work yet either. But I was working I'm working for a courier company, but at the same time, I do a lot of community work too. I talk about community issues. I talk about talk about things that to do with youth. Always trying to figure out ways of how to uplift, find better ways to uplift youth and help them be better so they can become the leaders of the future.
Awesome. Like you said you met with an accident. Like, can you briefly explain about that? Like why, what happened?
Well, it was on December 30th of last year.
2019?
Yeah, 2019. And I was coming back from work, just wanted to go I left work early, wanted to go grab a bite to eat with a coworker of mine. My car ended up going on top of a median. It hit a sign and like the whole, the airbags and everything all came out. And like, I got a lot of like minor injuries. Thank God I'm alive to have this conversation with you. So
because I can feel you, because when I'm in US, I also met with a small accident. So
yeah,
and I can feel the pain.
And I was quite stiff, quite stiff right now too, because we don't have any physiotherapy and stuff like that. Though everything is closed right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So when that happens, I'll be back to recovering again. But I'm blessed that I got another chance to come back into and be here and think about it, right? If I didn't have another chance, how are we going to have this podcast talk right now, right? So
yes.
Everything happens for a reason, my friend. Everything happens for a reason.
Truly, like it's true. And how are you right now? Like how much % you recovered from that?
Not that much though. Like, I mean, it's quite, I'm not 100%. So,
yeah, because like lockdown is going on from like long, right? So
yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not recovered quite quickly yet. It takes time because, the impact totaled my car. So, like I'm lucky that I'm lucky that I survived. But yeah.
Like what you learned from that particular instant, what have you changed as a person after that?
I've always practiced a lot of gratitude. I've always had a lot of gratitude, like waking up in the morning that you've always been grateful that, that I woke up, that God, universe has given me another chance to make a difference in other people's lives, to serve. And so that was that felt like to me another obstacle that came into my life, because I've seen a lot of obstacles and storms in my life. I've been through a lot of obstacles and storms in my life, that this was another obstacle that I had to overcome.
It made you strong, right, as a person,
Yes.
because
Yes.
that, even for me also, that particular one small instant changed my perspective of life.
Yes.
Because on that day, I thought, if I die on this day, like I have so many regrets in life, so I'll be having, so that's what I felt.
Yeah. Because what it is uh, cars and possessions and homes and all that stuff can be all replaced, right?
Yes.
Takes time, can be replaced, but us as human beings, we cannot be replaced. Once we're gone, you don't know where we are.
Yes.
You know, when your time's up here from this universe, from this world, you don't know where you're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, only your soul knows where it's gonna go. That's it.
Yes. Yes. Okay, are you living with your family? How is your lockdown going on, and how is your
Yes,
routine?
yes, I live with my family. Lockdown, it's at first it was kind of really, I was like, okay, you know what, it's gonna go by and stuff for that. But now it's like, but I always had a little bit of, felt a little bit negative sometimes, some days. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I've always been thinking positive. That, you know what, keeping myself busy. I've been able to express my creativity. Um, I've been able to, do things, connect with new people. Um, I'm always like trying to connect with new people, trying to, build different connections with people that
Mm-hmm.
help, that we can help each other grow, maybe collaborate, right? So
Yes, it's because conversations help us a lot to come
yes,
out of that negative zone.
yes, because if people that have like anxiety and depression,
Mm-hmm.
that's like, and especially in this kind of time, it's like like they say, it's like a cocktail of like suicide.
Yes,
People literally want to end their life because they don't have anybody to talk to,
talk
and
to, yes.
they think that if they're sitting in a room, that they're the walls are caving into them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it feels like that too. I'm sitting in my bedroom, and I'm just like, but I do myself to connect with people, listen to funny things, listen to some comedy, listen to speakers, listen to something different, talk to connect with friends that I haven't connected with, you know
Mm-hmm.
um go watch some movie, watch a TV show, do something like that, where do something that helps you, keeps your vibration uplifted,
Yes.
because if you listen to music that's going to really, I'm not saying your listeners should not do this, but people that listen to a lot of rap music, it's all about drugs and cocaine and all this kind of stuff and all that stuff, and it's guns. It's not music that helps, it helps people lift up.
Mm-hmm.
It really really messes with your brain, right? So we need to listen to stuff, we need to do things that is going to help us be in a positive state of mind,
Yes.
you know
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we need to be like that, where you listen to stuff that's going to, or you watch things, because that's what they say, right? What you say that comes out of your mouth, what you think of, and what you view is
Mm-hmm.
what's going to affect you. So if you sit there and you watch the news all the time, you're just going to be sitting here in fear all the time. You're not going to want to do nothing in life. You're going to just literally hate your life. You're just going to be like, hey, there's nothing else out there. Oh my god, this is going to happen. Oh my god, that's going
It
to happen. Oh
creates
my
so much
god.
doubt on ourselves.
Yes.
When you
And
watch news for whole day.
yes, and especially uh me living here in Canada also too, my parents or people we know, watching Indian media also, they're doing
Mm-hmm.
the same thing too. Constant
Yes.
fear, constant fear, constant fear. They're showing people getting beat up, people getting slapped in the head, people getting this and that happening, right? They're not showing anything positive. They
Mm-hmm.
just keep doing this over and over again, over and over again. So people just literally just think about it, keep thinking about it, keep thinking about it. It doesn't go. it doesn't leave them, you know. Like what it is when it comes to fear, this is something that we as humans, we have this, and has this as a thing that's in us as a child. It's so easy. It's so easy to put fear in a child, right? You
Yes.
insert a fear in a child and you tell them, if you do this, you're going to get a, Indian parents going to say you're going to get a slap, right? But you don't know that fear can take years and years and years from childhood to like adulthood to get out.
Yes, because like
Because-
a fear grows with us along.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And then it goes around and it continues with you in your daily life, and people start noticing that, and your behavior starts to change because you haven't overcome it. A lot of people haven't overcome things. That's what it is. That's why it all continues to be like that. People are, they're suffering because, and then when it came to media brought this thing in, they put that in there because they know that this is one weakness that all humans have. And if we go and when we hit the iron, we hit the hammer on the iron, it's going to be boom. People are going to be like, oh, that's it. The world's finished. That's it. Everything's going to be done. Oh, that's it. I might as well just go. I mean, in Canada and America, people were going and buying all the toilet paper from all the stores. Like crazy, craziness. So that's what I'm saying is that's where the thing comes in, is that fear is something it's something that we live in every day, because we're always worried about, oh my God, what are they going to say? What's the neighbor going to say? Or what's the so-and-so going to say? What's the relatives going to say? What's the, what's the neighbor's dog going to say? What's the neighbor's cat going to say? Everything, we are always in that fear constantly.
Because like we give so much importance to other people's opinions.
Yes. Because that's why, because we're in fear that, hey, oh my God, if I do this, or if I do this, what are they going to think? Or if I do this, what are they going to say? But you need to do what makes your soul happy.
Yes.
I do what makes my soul happy. I don't care what people think. People are always going to...
Have you got that mindset? Because in the starting it will be difficult, right? So difficult to get that mindset of like, okay, don't care about others. Try to that mindset is difficult to get it. So can you explain how you got that mindset?
Well, I just what it is I program, I wouldn't say program myself. I just made myself in a way where, what things I wanted to do. I mean, there's still some things that I haven't done yet that I want to do. I still haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I was like, what? There's been many years that have passed by, and I wanted to do things, and people have shot me down, and they're like, no, don't do this. And so I'm like, okay, maybe he has experience, he owns businesses, so he knows what I was talking about, right? But I've lost out on opportunities where I could have made money and I could have leveled up and gone to where I needed to be. But anyways, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. But after a while, I started to, I just decided to make a decision that, what, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Because it takes a lot of courage and also energy, and it comes with the practice, right? It takes many days to get into that mindset. Do you have any habits that you practiced that help you to get that mindset?
I didn't have any habits to get that mindset.
Because meditation or talking
I've been
to
doing, I've been starting to do meditation. Yes, I've been doing meditation. I keep my, I do that, keep myself calm, try to do that thing, and do affirmations, positive affirmations, trying to, always being grateful, have 4 to 5 things that you're grateful for every day. Doesn't matter what can it be. It can be your family, it can be your car you drive, it can be your bike you drive, it can be the bed that you slept
Yeah.
on.
It can be a small thing or a big thing, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be anything, but it's like, and then your attitude, how are you thinking,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you think positive, you're going to attract positive people, positive circumstances, positive situations. If you think negative, you're going to attract negative people. You're going to go into the bank, or you're going to go into a restaurant. I mean, when they open up, or there's in India, my parents have told me there's dabas. You go in a
Mm-hmm.
daba, you're going to meet a guy who's going to give you bad service, because that's what you attracted.
Yes.
You go in the bank, you're going to attract a negative person,
Mm-hmm.
right? So whatever you think about, that's what you're going to attract.
Do you believe in law of attraction?
Yes, law of attraction is there. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's there to a certain point. There's so many ifs, and so many ifs and buts about that. There's pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, laws of attraction does exist. It's like, it's a timing for everything. It's divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the what you can think about. Like, we can sit here and we can manifest so many things.
Yes.
There might be somebody out there right now. One of my friends is asking me this question. They're like, what if you manifested something and it grew in another country without you even knowing about it? You know what I mean? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you even know, like, how that thing goes, right? How do you even know how that thing goes? So it's like, it's I read this book called the I don't know if you're familiar with it. What's it called?
Can
It's
you
called,
give?
can you still hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. There's this book I read called The Kabbalion. Have you read The Kabbalion?
No.
I highly recommend this book to you and to your listeners. That this is an absolutely amazing book that was written in, I think, 1730 or 1750, and the things he's talked about is actually reality. That
Mm-hmm.
you know our life, it's like, it's kind of like, it's like a boomerang effect, where, when you, if like, if I was to give an example, if I was to uh, put all my energy and wanting to ruin your life, I will be successful, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do everything and anything to ruin you.
Yes.
So I put where the mind goes, the energy flows, right? So I'm going to do
Because
everything I can.
you will get the consistent thoughts only about that event,
Yes.
whatever you do. Yes.
And so I'm going to do everything I can to destroy you. But
Mm-hmm.
there's, okay, I may have destroyed you. I may have brought you on the street. But then one day it's going to be, you're going to get back on your feet again, and it's going to be a boomerang effect.
Mm-hmm.
And karma,
Yes, you will feel the same.
yeah, and you don't know, and you don't even know what you're going to get.
Yes.
So that's where the Kabbalion thing comes in. It's a pendulum,
Mm-hmm.
where if you do bad things, right? You do bad things for people, it's going to come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you do good things, it's going to come back to you.
Yes, totally agree.
Right? So I highly recommend that people should read this book. It's if you can get the paperback, that's good. Or if you get like even an audiobook, The Kabbalion, I really recommend that. That book's really changed my life, and that's going to change a lot of people's lives.
Awesome. Like, what are the books you read, and what are your favorite books? Can you tell some of that?
Well, the ones that I am starting to read more, I know I should be reading more. Right now I shouldn't be, no excuses, but there's some points where I haven't. But I read Tim Grover's Relentless.
I want to read that.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a pretty good book. There's another one I'm reading. It's called let me just get you the title here. Personality Plus at Work. That's another one that's really good. It's by Florence Littauer. She's really good. She talks about the different kinds of personalities that you deal with at your workplace or business and how you tackle them. You know,
Okay.
some people are a certain kind of a personality that you can't, you have to deal with them in this kind of a way. They're just like that. You just have to deal with it. You have to figure out how to deal with them, how to work with them. Sometimes we work with people and we get really frustrated. We're like, oh my God, man, like this person is not getting it. Like, it's not registering in their brain, but that's just the way they are.
Yes.
Some people are just the way they are. That's the tools and resources that they have that have been given to them. That's what they work with. That's what they have to use. Some people have a full tool set, and some people just have only certain tools, and they have only one or two, and they have to deal with life as long as they live in this world like that. And then they might be people that might really make you mad. They really piss you off, and you'd be like, you know what? I really want to, some days you really want to slap this person across the head. But at the same time, you understand is that why this person is behaving the way they're behaving is because whatever resources and tools they have, that's their brain IQ.
Yes.
That's where they're coming from. So we have to forgive them.
So, like, what is the current book you are reading? Is it Relentless or?
No, Relentless. I've listened to the audiobook. I've listened to that. I'm still trying to finish this personality at work book. That one. Yeah, I'm trying to finish that one. But next one I want to read is I don't know if you read it or not. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I want to read that one. That's my next one.
Awesome. Like
That's
I
my next
read it, and I also have that Audible version.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's one I want to read. I haven't read that yet, but that's another one. That's one I want to read.
Currently, I'm listening to Evan Carmichael's Built to Serve new book.
Oh, nice. Evan Carmichael's amazing person.
Yes.
Amazing. Yes.
Because I learned so much from him. So do you have experience with him? Any experience? Do you watch his content?
Yeah, I've watched his Instagram lives because he lives in
Canada. Yes.
Yeah, he lives in Canada. He lives in Toronto, I believe. I think he's in Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah. No, he's very well at the things he talks about. And I've connected with some people. Off of his Instagram lives and started following them, and they've actually become friends of mine, and we're eventually sooner or later we'll collaborate on something.
Awesome. Because you come from the same place, right? Canada. So it will be easy to get meet them in person.
Yeah.
Yes. And I also met so many people similar kind of mindset people from his what I can say from his audience, and so many, because I started interviewing people from his audience.
Oh, nice.
Yes, because that helped me to come out of my insecurities, and I built so much confidence by doing that. Yes. Because I just send him a message, and this is my story. I want to I have that confidence issue, so I want to get out of that. Can you please give me an opportunity to talk to you and share your story with me, so that I can ask you your questions about your life or experiences, what happened? Because I feel each and every person has unique experience in their life.
Yes. If everybody has a story.
Yes.
Right. And if they don't have a story, they haven't seen enough of life.
Yes. And Evan Carmichael always say that a purpose comes from pain. So I truly believe that.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of pain in my life. I've overcome a lot of things, and we don't understand it at that moment. We think that, oh my God, how does this continue?
Why is it for me?
Why is it always to me? Why is this happening? But at the same time, everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Everything we went through in our life, or we're going through, people that are, whoever's listening to this who's going to be listening to this podcast, that people that remember that, you know, whatever you're going through right now in your life
Mm-hmm.
is getting you ready for the big picture.
Yes.
You know, if God universe has big plans for you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, if he doesn't have if he didn't have big plans for you, he wouldn't be, he would have, you know, he'll take you away earlier,
He
right?
wouldn't put much pain in your life. Like,
No,
yes.
right? So, you know, whatever, I listened to Steve Harvey, and he said one day, he said that, you know, God God will never give more than enough, uh, more than his soldiers can handle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's going to always give you
Yes.
enough. And we think, oh my God, like how much more is this going to go? How much
Go.
more
Yes.
do I do? How can I handle this? This is crazy. This is going to drive me nuts, you know? But God knows how strong
Mm-hmm.
you are and what you can handle and what you're going to go through. And because you are going to be the medicine for somebody else's pain.
Yes, exactly. Because you went through that experience, you know how to come out of that. If,
Yeah.
if you share your story, that will be a medicine for some other person. Yes.
Yeah. And like, just like, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I was saying that, you know, like we all have a favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all have a favorite song, but somebody thought of those lyrics
Mm-hmm.
for that song. They wrote it down on a piece of paper,
Yes.
right? They wrote it on a piece of paper. Music was put together on it, and it was, you know, it was composed, and music was put together on it. And here we are. And it turns out to be one of your favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
But it was somebody whose thoughts became a medicine for somebody else.
Yes. Sometimes, like, they put that pain into that song, like in
Yeah.
the form of lines. Yes.
Yeah. You know, and like
Mm-hmm.
you listen to English songs, you listen to some rap songs. And I'm not saying all rap songs are bad. There's some that are very positive too. People are
Mm-hmm.
starting to change. Some Bollywood songs have a lot of,
Yes.
you know, have a lot of meaning to it, you know, but somebody had those thoughts come into their mind, and
Yes.
they put it on a piece of paper, or, you know, and then the music was put together with it to make it, and then it was given to singers to sing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's why we love it. We're just like, wow, the song is amazing,
Yes.
right? And you know, something, for you speak, sometimes some people speak something, people listen to your voice, and they think that, you know, wow, like I need to hear that, those two lines that you talked about, I
Mm-hmm.
needed to hear that, you know. Or uh somebody does a painting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you inspire other people to paint.
To try, yes, to
Yeah,
try to
to
paint.
try.
Yes.
Yeah, if they are wanting to paint, you inspire them to go and paint. You tell them,
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, you know what, wow, you know, like, and these people are so, they love that idea. They're like, wow, this girl, this guy or girl is amazing person, like, wow, like she's telling a story through her art,
Yes.
you know, and people resonate with it, and you evoke emotions,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people connect with you, they build that rapport, they build that connection with you, you know. Like we same thing, when we are with when you make a new friend, you don't just become friends with them, you don't connect with them right away.
Yes.
Over time you connect, then you
Because
start
of the
building,
qualities, similar
yes, the
qualities.
qualities, then you build that rapport, then
Mm-hmm.
you get more and more, then you get more closer, and then you, as you're hanging out, you get to know each other, you know.
Yes.
So that's the same thing. So that's where that comes in, is that you don't know, your painting,
Mm-hmm.
uh your song you wrote, the rap you wrote, uh let's see, like the book you wrote, the
Save
book you read
somebody. Yes.
save somebody's life, and
Yes.
they message you or they email you and they say, thank you.
You saved my life.
You saved my
You-
life. You are the ones that thank you for doing this. Thank you for writing this.
Yes.
It came into somebody's mind and they decided to do this. And it's like, sometimes some books you read, you're just like, oh my God, this is nonsense. I can't read this. But then there's some you read and you're just like, you want to read more and more and more and more and more, but it's like, it's already finished. And you're like, that's it?
Yes.
Because you want to know more. You want to know more. What made that person think about what they're writing?
Yes.
Like I just finished, I finished writing a book too. I'm just waiting to publish it. And like I'm waiting for, like so many people are going to be reading my book too. And they're going to be like, all of the people all over the world are going to be reading my book. And they're going to be like, wow, what made you want to write this?
Are you trying to publish through Kindle or like a hard copy?
I haven't decided that yet. We'll have to look into that.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Congratulations on that. Yeah.
oh, thank you.
Because I also have that thought of writing, but some self-doubt.
Oh, I mean, like I know it's hard, not everyone can do that, but your story can matter, and it can help so many people,
Yes.
that are suffering right now. Because there's so many people right now in this COVID-19 coronavirus. There's so many people that are at home suffering right now.
Yes.
That don't know anybody who they can talk to, who they can relate to. And they're suffering right now. And you can be that voice.
Yes. And also can be their friend for some time.
Yes. You could be that friend. And they'll be like, wow, oh my God, I needed this person right now.
Because when we are reading a book, we visualize the things, like the sentence.
Yes. And if you are listening to, or like one of my friends was talking about today, like listening to your favorite podcast. Some things, I know some people don't listen to podcasts. Some people, they don't, not everybody has to, but if you do, sometimes if you decide to make your mind and you say, you know what, I want to listen to something different, and you go in there, something that resonates with you, and you click on it.
Yes.
And that guy or girl or even that child says something that's going to like absolutely change your mindset. You're going to be like, oh my God, why didn't I listen to this person before?
Yes, exactly.
Like, I can do this, or, oh, this gave me an idea. This is what I can do. This is what I can start. This is what I can do. It's
and I also feel that if you are positive somewhere, like even at your low point, like universe also helps us with the right content at that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean? Like content?
Like right content in the sense, listen to this video. Like it will recommend at that time.
Yes. Yeah.
Universe, yes.
Yeah. You go on there, you'll get a YouTube, a recommendation, and you're gonna be like, huh? Where did this just come in? And you're like, oh, okay, interesting. And then it's like, it's happening. It's all happening behind the scenes. We just don't know, like it's happening behind the scenes. But so that's that's like the main, the main thing. Yeah.
Like, and I listened half of the book of Carmichael's Built to Serve. It is like, it talks more about this, like purpose and pain and how you can become a leader out of it.
Yes.
So I highly recommend that book.
I have to read that book actually. Yeah, send me the link to that one after a call. Send me the link to that.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to order his book. I haven't done that yet. I'm gonna have to.
Okay. Said, your career wise, you're like a student counselor, right?
No. I've worked what to call. I've done like I'm connected with a lot in the community, like in Indian community here.
Mm-hmm.
I work with a lot of my friends are involved in like doing things for the community. Trying to help people, trying to do things, and also my profession. I told you that I work for a courier company, and
Yes,
so
career
yeah,
company. Yes.
yeah, courier, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm also looking to I've also helped people want to coach,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of people out there that need coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to do that also.
Nice. Like,
Yeah.
what you have learned from your career wise, like that help you to become a better person?
Yeah, I've learned about a lot of things that has helped me. The things that I've learned from there is, how to deal with people.
Okay.
Like some coworkers you deal with, you just have to learn to walk away. You just have
Mm-hmm.
to just let them be. They're going to be for a new person that would come into the company and they had to work with that person, they'd probably go nuts because they'd be like, oh my god, this guy's crazy or
Mm-hmm.
she's crazy. But me working with them in so many years, I know how they are. One day they're like this, next day they're going to be back to being buddy buddy. So it's like they're like, you could say they're like children. They have tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
Like when a child is like 5 or 6 years old and it has tantrums and it wants things.
Yes.
Yes. So that's how some adults are. They have their tantrums. Why? It's because they haven't overcome things in their
Maybe
life that
because, like, yeah,
they're
maybe they are
they're still
expecting something or.
yeah, they're still holding on to their past,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
that continues on in their behavior because no one
Yes.
has been there to bring them
Guide
back
them or,
into
yeah.
reality.
Mm-hmm. Like how, like, in what way or how much support you got from your family, like to be a better person? Like, what is the role of your family?
My family is much better now.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I grew up, I grew up in a lot of like negative thinking, a lot of negative, a lot of anger, a lot of fighting, a lot of things that like stuff that's you know a child should never see.
Mm-hmm.
A negative situations, negative circumstances. I grew up in that kind of environment.
Okay.
And all I was is I pretty much was in love with negative.
Okay.
So that's why I started watching the news a lot too, because I used to watch news breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And
Oh.
and if you wanted to know, I was the type of person, if you wanted to know what's happening in the world, I could tell you the whole update. You don't even have to watch the news. I could tell you everything because I used to watch it so much. I used to watch it when I'm sleeping, and I used to watch it when I'm like before sleeping and when I'm waking up. And then because that's all I grew up in. I grew up in negative.
Like how it
Seeing
got better? Like.
um I decided one day, I can't remember the name of the gentleman, but I saw one of his videos. I think his
Okay.
name is Christopher Cavallini. He's like he's a bodybuilder. I think he's a motivational speaker now, and he has a meal service company in I think in Miami, Florida. And like I was watching one of his videos, and that's when like my mindset changed, and I started thinking more positive, and that's when I started to attract the friends that I have right now, the amazing things that are coming into my life. and just everything just started to connect, you know, and like it just it was just a little, it was the turn of the mindset, you know. I just started thinking positive. I was like, you know what, things are gonna happen, things are gonna happen. And because I was getting tired of thinking negative, I was like, you know what, being negative is not getting me anywhere. It's just making me sick,
Yes.
and it just ruins you from inside. I mean, sure, you can sit here and think negative, but at the same time, you start thinking negative, sooner or later, the effects are going to come into your body.
Yes.
Because
it ruins like mentally and physically.
Yeah, and you're going to go into depression.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're going to go into depression. You're going to go into a lot of heavy drinking, a lot of drugs, a lot of things that are.
And also you'll surround with the bad people or bad friends.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, everything. Because negative loves negative.
Yes.
Right? Negative loves negative, right? So that's why I said, where it comes to that, the thing I was talking about, the Kabbalion thing, the boomerang thing, that's where the boomerang thing comes in. It's like, it goes and it comes back.
Yes.
So what energy are you portraying out? What energy are you sending out? That's the energy you're going to get back. I'm not saying that it's easy to be positive all day,
yes.
but waking up, I know we have our times and stuff where, there's people that will come into us and they want to test our patience. But at the same time, when we wake up in the morning, we have to be with how we think about and what we talk about when you wake up in the morning is how your day is going to be.
Yes.
If you want to wake up miserable in the morning, you're going to be like, okay, start swearing in the morning, English words or Indian swear words, anything, that's how your day is going to go. And then you're going to be like, you're ruining yourself, and you're going to get stuck in traffic. You're going to scream at somebody. You're going to go here. You're going to do this. It just all continues. But if you're positive, you go out, you're going to meet people that are smiling. People are going to say, some people you think they're not going to smile at you, and they're going to look at you and be like, hi, how are you?
Yes.
Good. You walk into the park, you're going to say, hi, how are you? Good. That's it. Some people you think not going to talk to you because you think that social distancing, people don't talk, but some people do. Some people are still friendly, but it's all the energy that you send out.
And like, what is your take on, like, sometimes we search for outside motivation, either it can be from a book or from a friend, but most important is like self-realization, and also self-motivation is important, right? Like, what is your take?
Yes. Yeah, self-motivation is important too. What was the other question?
Like, outside, the motivation comes from outside, whether it's to content, it won't last for like hours, right?
Yeah.
If you have that passion, or if you have that self-realization within you, it will last for life.
Yes. Self-motivation is going to last you for life. Yeah. Outside content is like, you're watching a YouTube video, eventually it's going to end.
Yes.
Podcast, eventually it's going to end.
And
you go on to the next episode. But if you have that self-motivation and you want to do things, and you have it in your mind that, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, man. I'm going to do this. And, I'm unstoppable. Nothing's going to, I'm unstoppable until my last breath on this universe.
And
then you're going to go.
Yes. And like, what is your purpose? Like, what are your future plans, and what are you going to do?
My purpose is if I get the chance to do it, I would love to help create leaders of the future. Where, you work with, where.
And a small question, like, when you say to somebody, like, this is my purpose of my life, and some people will be like, they will laugh at that, and like, how you like come out of that situation, like, will it be discouraging for you, or like, is it okay? I don't care.
No, I mean, like they say, like not everyone is going to like you,
Yes.
and not everyone is going to be part of your tribe, right? Remember that there are 7 billion people all over the world, right? And if 1,000 people don't like you, there's millions and 20 million other people out there that will be part of your tribe.
Also.
So
Yes.
people who don't believe in you, they don't deserve to be part of your journey. You do your thing. That's it. I mean, if I was to ask permission from people in my community, friends, people who I know in the community, who I'm writing a book, most people would have shut me down and say, "Oh, don't do it, man. Too much competition, too much this, too much that. Don't do it." No, I did it, man. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna write it. That's it. I'm gonna write it. I have it in my mind. I'm gonna write it. No, and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and wait on other people's approval. Because if you start waiting on other people's approval,
you need to wait for a lifetime.
Yeah, you're gonna wait for a lifetime, and and then you don't want to be in old age if we're blessed if we're blessed by God, universe, that we're gonna live a long life. You don't want to be sitting there in your older life and thinking and that having regret that, oh, I didn't do this, or I didn't do that, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. No. Do what you want to do right now. And especially right now, there's so many people on TikTok right now that are like so creative. I bet you they're even shocked how creative they are. Right? Like you see all different nationalities on TikTok right now.
Yes.
Right? You're seeing how, so that's what I'm saying is like, people need to express themselves. They need to express your creativity, because if you express your creativity, it's going to keep you away. I know not everyone's creative, but if we can at least try, it'll help us stay away from negative thoughts.
Yes.
Because your focus is going to go into creating things, or making something.
Yes.
You're not going to think negative at that moment. How do people that are writers of like people who make comics and all that stuff, or they do let's see, like illustrators, or who make cartoons,
yes,
and all these kind of things. How do they do things? It's because when they're into their zone, or artists, when they're into their zone, they're not thinking negative at that moment.
Yes. And they'll think like, how can I improve?
Yes. They're thinking at that moment is, how is this painting or how is this drawing gonna look like
once I finish? Yes.
Once I finish it. You're gonna go hours and hours. Sometimes some people are drawing. I have a friend who's an artist, and she does like artwork for like podcasts and stuff like that. And like, when she's in her zone, she puts on her headphones and like not gonna answer any phone calls. And she didn't even realize that she was telling me, she's like, I realized it was like 4:00 in the morning and the birds were already chirping. And she said, oh my God, I need to go to sleep, because she was so into the zone.
Because she loves it. Yeah.
And I've listened to other artists say the same thing too. They said we don't even know where we are when we're drawing our stuff and painting. We're going and just grabbing that paintbrush and just doing it.
It's also like a meditation, right?
Yeah. And like for me, if there's any I don't know if you have any listeners that are who write poetry and stuff. I write poetry,
Awesome.
right? So whenever a thought comes into my mind, I write poetry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, writing poetry is not easy for
Easy.
a lot of people. Or
Yes.
writing a song is not easy. Writing a rap is not easy.
Writing, like keep it aside of writing. Just thinking of it is also hard.
Like you have to bring something, you know, like that's going to resonate with people, that is going to bring some kind of a, you know, a positive impact in people, you know. So that's what I'm saying, you know. That's where that thing comes in, you know. So that's the, you know, that's the thing, you know, like yeah, that's pretty much, you know, how the things would go, right?
Awesome. So your purpose is to create leaders.
Yes. Yeah, I would that would be absolutely something that I would love to do, because leaders are the ones that are our future.
Yes.
You know,
They will create more leaders.
yes. So the past people have already like the past generation is already some of them are still here, some of them have passed away, but now, as of 2020 and further, as long as we live, as long as the world is still running, we need leaders of the future.
Yes.
that can lead their own tribes.
Yes.
We already have it's easy to get followers. We need leaders.
Yes.
We can get a lot of followers you can get. We need leaders. Leaders is what we need, man. We need people that are good, that are going to do something that is going to make an impact, that's going to change the world.
Yes.
And we need that right now. We need leaders right now at this moment, especially in COVID-19 right now.
Yes.
We need leaders that should have that are having their own tribes.
And I noticed your Instagram handle is like Prosper Nation. So is your one word is prosper?
Yes, prosper one nation. First I had written Prosperity Soldier, but then after that I changed it to Prosper Nation, because you know what? I want people in the nation to prosper. I love seeing people succeed. And if I can be a part of it, I love it.
Yes.
So that's where I like to do that, where, I love to see people succeed, and whatever they want to do. People that are creative, people that are that are entrepreneurial, people that are TV personalities, anything they want to do, they want to do. I want to see them succeed. If I can help somebody in any way, I would love to do that.
And what is your take on current education system? Is it good, or does it need any improvements or like that?
Well, the current education system, are you talking about worldwide, or are you talking about
in general,
India only, or US and Canada?
Like in general, and also especially in India, and what is it like in Canada or USA?
Well, I'm in Canada, so like Canada, a lot of the things that they teach here in schools are not used in reality.
Okay, you born and brought up in Canada, right?
Yes. And like a lot of the things that they use, a lot of the things that they teach here in Canada are not used in reality. A lot of things what they teach,
it's the same all over the world, not
like they need to teach stuff that is going to actually help the child when they leave the school, that's going to help them in the real world.
Yes.
Like when they finish, I mean, here in Canada and US, we have, in the US, they have junior high, and here we have high schools, like in Canada.
Mhm.
And like after you graduate and you finish from, what do you call, you start at grade 1, you start from grade 1, you go to grade 12 and you finish graduation. uh, in Canada, you go into the real world,
Mhm.
right? And half of the stuff that they teach you in high school in Canada, it doesn't even matter. Like, how am I going to, the part, some things I don't get is, how am I going to be using history in the real world?
Mhm.
You know, or how am I going to be using, um, how am I going to be using physics in the real world, or chemistry in the real world?
Mhm.
You know, I mean, chemistry, yeah, chemistry is good if, like if you're trying to get into a relationship, yeah, then you need chemistry. But
Yes.
like otherwise, chemistry is no, there's no point for chemistry, right? You
Like
know?
if you are going into that part, like a research side of a chemistry, then it needs.
Yeah, but then I mean, but like most people, how many people are going into chemistry?
Yes.
Like some of the things that they teach you, they don't teach leadership. They don't teach things that are going to help, leadership, mentorship, things like that, stuff that's going to help the youth, help the child grow, you know,
Mhm.
help them, help them in reality, help them in society when they are dealing with this, when they have to deal with the real world, when they have to be working in their first, working in their corporate job, or even, uh, yeah, like they don't teach confidence.
Mhm.
They don't teach confidence they don't teach confidence in schools. you know there's a lot of kids in schools that have a lack of confidence.
Yes.
you know then there's this another word, it's called, I don't know if you've heard of this, it's called inferiority complex,
Yes. Yeah, I
right?
heard of that. Yeah.
And that's another one where people can't, they have that fear of, they can't look eye into eye of a
Mhm.
person, they can't face society.
Yes.
there's a certain percentage of there's a certain percentage of humans out there that have that, uh, have that kind of, you could say, problem, or kind of, I don't know, you could say
Even
it's
I
kind of,
came from that zone.
yeah,
Like I used to feel
yeah,
that, feel similarly like that. Like
yeah,
I
it's kind
can't
of,
face the society. Like I have that fear of talking or starting the talk.
yeah, it's kind of I don't know, you could say, I don't know if you'd say it's a mental, not a mental illness, but it's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like an illness.
Yes.
It's like a
It,
phobia. It's a
yeah, it
phobia.
grows with the age.
Yes, it's a phobia that we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you grow up in an environment where your parents, they don't know how to properly mentor you, because they're
Mm-hmm.
not properly mentored. They don't know how to mentor you because they can only mentor you from how much they're mentored. And
Yes.
they're coming with love and affection and tender care, but uh, their way of mentoring is
Mm-hmm.
not coming out the way you want it to be.
Yes.
But you thinking that, them saying to you that, you're this and that, you're useless, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're never going to do anything, you're a failure in life, you're this and this and this. The parents saying that, they don't realize that these words, the words that you use, can cut people like swords.
Yes. And also like open conversations with kids and children or will also help to come out of that zone.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
But especially when it comes to the, um I don't know how your parents are with you, but like the Indian culture, a lot of parents are not that open with their children.
Yes. Like some, to some extent they are, but in some situations they won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's, what media shows you, what society shows you,
Mm-hmm.
They become like that way, or is it because their parents did the same thing with them? Is it maybe it's a snowball effect? It's
Yes.
continuing on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all there. It's all part of the, like it's all there. It's all part of the thing,
Yes.
right? So that's where the problem comes in, is that, like having lack of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the biggest one, one guy I used to work with, he told me this. He said, the biggest confidence killer is when people don't accept you for your race.
For what you are. Yeah.
Yes, for your race or your color.
Yes. Yes.
Some people don't want to play with you, or they don't want to hang out with you. That's
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest confidence killers.
Yes.
Because
I
that
agree.
child,
Yeah.
that child, that child is going to be that child is going to be damaged for life,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's going to continue on into the teenage, and it's going to continue on into the adult, because he's going
And
to
and he thinks always like, oh, if I talk, that boy or girl don't talk to me, and he won't even start that talk,
yeah,
initiate
right,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
he or she is going to be sitting in that fear all the time, that,
Yes.
you know what, then they're going to have that, then you're going to have that belief system. You're going to start
Mm-hmm.
believing it, that, you know what, hey, everybody from this color and this race, they're all the same, so
Mm-hmm.
I should just stay away from them. But sometimes you don't realize it, that you can be missing out on a great friend, just
Yes.
because your belief system,
Mm-hmm.
because you think that everyone from that race is the same kind.
Mm-hmm.
Because we hear stories from our friends, oh, this somebody, someone did this to me, oh, so and so did this to me, this happened, that happened, oh, and then so you start thinking, oh, this happened to your girlfriend, so all guys are like this, or all girl, then guys think that all girls are like this. But no,
Mm-hmm.
there's some absolutely, there's a lot of amazing people out there that you don't even know of, that you can miss out on, just because you have a belief system.
Yes. And these are all the questions that I have, and I'm proud, and I'm proud of this effort, because I didn't prepare any questions. So this is what I want to be like, because when I prepare some questions, I will stick to that. So that's why I want these conversations, open heart conversations.
So if I was to do a workshop on what you call confidence,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to DM me and let me know what you want me to cover, because I'm thinking of doing like a workshop on confidence.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of doing a workshop. Maybe it's gonna probably do it on Instagram. Thinking
Okay.
about doing that, maybe.
Is it on Instagram live or?
Maybe I'm probably gonna maybe do Instagram live. I'll figure it out. But after we get off this call, maybe not today or tomorrow. What to call? Let's DM me, and then we can figure out how, because there's a lot of people out there that are listening right now that have lack of confidence, and
Yes,
they could use this workshop.
sure. I will, because I came from that, and I can feel that how much it is needed for the youth.
Yeah, it's needed. It's needed big time right now.
Yes.
There's a lot of youth right now that has lost,
Mm-hmm.
and they need that confidence to
Sure,
move ahead in their life.
sure. Let me know when are you going to plan, and I will think what to cover or.
Yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow or day after tomorrow, whatever.
Okay, sure. Okay. And
Yeah.
thank you so much. for giving me this opportunity to talk to you and know more about you.
Oh, thank you. You know what? We've been wanting to, I don't know, how many years has it been since we've been trying to, 2 years now? How many years has it been since?
I think 1 year or more than that. I
Yeah,
didn't
okay,
even,
a year and a
yes,
half probably. Yeah, you've been
yes.
trying to, we've been trying to get on the podcast, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason and it happens on
Yes.
timing. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was meant to be that it was going to happen today.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes.
yep. So,
Like, do you
yeah.
have, can you please give me feedback how, like how I did and how I asked the questions? Like, what is your take on that?
Yeah, for sure. I will totally give you my feedback. No problem.
Yeah,
And
like, yeah, just now, can you tell a little bit about it? Like, how can I improve myself when I'm like asking questions?
no, you think you did you did great. I don't
Thank
think so.
you.
I don't think so. There was any there's any problem on my side. I was you asked the questions and I answered whatever you were asking. So
Yes.
I tried
Like, she want to
to
say hi to you.
hello.
She can't hear you. Say hi. Hi.
Hello. How are
Hi.
you?
Fine. I'm good. I'm good. Ask him like, how are you? How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
He's saying nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So so I should give you let you know that if anybody wants to if anybody needs help in anything and needs coaching,
Mm-hmm.
what do you call, they can feel free to uh, add me on my social media. You already know Prosper One Nation. That's my Instagram. I have a Facebook page. It's Prosperity Soldier.
Okay.
And I also have Prosper One Soldier on Twitter.
I will include
And
those in this, like when I post it on YouTube, I will include those things.
yes.
Yeah.
And and so if anybody needs coaching, I also do speaking as well. If anybody in your listeners here need a speaker right now until COVID-19 is on, I do. I want to do this. I want to start online speaking. So if
Mm-hmm.
anybody needs any speaking and stuff, they can contact me. Feel free to DM me anytime. If anybody needs any help with anything, I'm always here. I'm just a message away. And to end off the call, I would like to say that remember that positive vibes attract positive tribes,
Yes.
and epic minds is a sign of the divine.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And my motto is like, don't be a victim of your life. You can be a rock star of your life.
Yes, love it.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
There's a difference. I want to do it and I want to be a rock star, right? Like, and that's where you influence people. Like, I want to do it, but I also want to be the most popular. And so then that person's like, oh, I want to be him. So I guess I'll be nice. Like, I want to literally take people who have DNA that's kind of nice and make them more nice